I applied to Niagara College, great institution, don't get me wrong. I got denied because my English mark was too low. So my English mark got knocked down a bit, not knowing how important it was to get into broadcasting at Niagara College, and I got denied. But then later that year, I actually won the Skills Canada, like the skills competition for Canada. It did because I also made mistakes. So why would someone come and make your video, your movie, for next to nothing? Because you helped them make theirs. And I started making deals because I wasn't writing strong enough stuff yet, but as I was doing that and helping other people make their projects, I loved it. My old boss always said, never tell me how you do things. I love the magic. You need to, people who just give you advice be like, hey, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Do what you can, push forward, do your best.
So, welcome to the Insight Lab. This is your host, Manthan Pandey. And today we have someone who I want to tell you something about. So, some people wait for permission to create, some people wait for funding, and some wait for the right time. But the guest whom we are with today does not wait for anything. So, he writes, he shoots, and edits short films in 5 hours. So, Jim Vaylin, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. That was a heck of an introduction, buddy. Thank you.
Welcome to the Insight Lab.
Great to be here.
So, just to give you a bit of an introduction of what Insight Lab is. So, basically, it's a long conversation podcast where we would be talking about you, your lifestyle, your business, and the main important thing is that who was Jim Vaylin before the title. Starting with, for the audience, can you give me a brief introduction about yourself? What do you do? How did you started? And where are you right now?
Well, my name is Jim Vaylin, and I'm a producer before anything else. I can say writer because I do that, editor, director, animator, copywriter. I do a lot of things for the company, social media marketer, but I'm a producer. I say producer by trade. Yeah. Take or leave it how you take that, but that's what I do. I produce. So I am a big fan of taking an idea, a client that comes to me or an idea that I've had, and creating something from it through whatever other skills I might have or the skills of others, which I learned a long time ago is equally, if not more important, is who you know and what they can do. And that's why I built a team. I don't run obviously things by myself, but you said in the introduction the 5 hours thing, and I think that's important. To the point, and wouldn't have thought so if you hadn't put it in the introduction. But the reality is I am a person who tries to create from nothing as much as I can. And that's something I would say, but the truth is I can only create from stimuli. I need someone to tell me like an idea of, what if it was a bear that walks across the screen and smiles or something? And I go, okay, bear, I'll take that idea and I'll transform that into this. So I spend most of my day consulting and recreating and innovating before I create from nothing. And to me, that's something that's really important. So I think the correct answer to this, I'm a producer who innovates other people's ideas. Right. The other part of it was how I got started. Yeah, I've been writing stories since I was 7 years old. I recently, it was just back in, I think in a few months ago, I had, my mother had given me a book of things that I'd written in like school, like your school book, all your pictures from every grade. Great, yeah. And one of them was from kindergarten and junior kindergarten. And in them, it was me writing stories about Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and Super Mario and Princess Peach and stuff like that. And me writing stories where they combine and cross over, where Ninja Turtles meet Ghostbusters and weird stuff like that. And right at the bottom, there's this comment from my old teacher that says, he's going to be an author.
That's awesome.
Brace yourselves, mom and dad. Like, James is going to be an author.
Right. What would you tell? How did you get to the position where you are right now?
Fair enough. I realized no one wanted to be the producer. Mm-hmm. It was weird. Like I applied to Niagara College, great institution. Don't get me wrong. I got denied because my English mark was too low. Okay. At the time, I think it was a 70 input and I had a 68 in English because we were doing non-narrative.
You speak better English than me.
Well, as a course, it was all writing assignments. Okay. And I had to do comparative essays and things like that. And I wanted to write stories that were fiction, or if they weren't fiction, about something I would know personally. I didn't want to take 2 essays of other people and put them together. So I absolutely failed that aspect of English. So my English mark got knocked down a bit. not knowing how important it was to get into broadcasting in Niagara College, and I got denied. But then later that year, I actually won the Skills Canada, like the skills competition for Canada, and the then president of Niagara College, Dan Patterson, put the gold medal around my best friend and my neck, and I whispered in his ear, and I remember this. I was so rude and a little bit cocky as a kid, but I said, "Can you tell me why this is the second gold medal you put around my neck, but I didn't get into your broadcasting program?"
Right. So
And literally the Monday, that was like on a Friday, the Monday after, I got a call from admissions from Niagara College explaining why I didn't get into their broadcasting program. But I decided there are lots of things to do in the film industry, which is where I wanted to be, especially from a writing background, right? So from that early age, wanting to write and move forward as a writer, I realized I didn't want people to just read it, which is a tricky kind of, it's back and forth because part of me thinks that writing is the best medium, but I love to show it. And I love to work on things with my friends. And so the reason that I think I got into doing video production specifically is because writing is a solo act.
Okay.
The great thing about novels and writing fiction and stuff like that is there's no way to truly capture what any character's thinking. Like you can name any movie, Lord of the Rings, Ghostbusters, like I mentioned before. You don't know what they're thinking or what they're about to do or what they're anticipating. You only know what you see and you hear as dialogue, music, maybe an inner monologue or a narration, but you don't know what the character's thinking the whole time. But in a novel, you do. It takes you deeper into the character. So there's always this side of me that's like, I want to write. I want to be a writer that can get that deep into a character and develop them the way I like. But then no one gets to help me unless they're rereading and editing.
Right.
No one gets to be a part of that process. And I love working with people. And I think I'm at my best when I'm working with people. And I hope that they gain something from working with me. But it's another thing altogether, to say I can take this on by myself. And that would be lying. So I got into this to work with cool people, to make cool stuff. And as my friends at an old production company and I always said, to make sweet vids.
All right.
That's all I want to do every day, month. And I want to make sweet vids.
So, that's actually great. But I just have one question in my mind right now. You said writing is a solo act. What do you mean by that? Explain a bit, tell me more about it.
Well, so if I were to write copy for a website, I would do 90% of it. The other 10% would be done by whoever's editing, the owner of the website, whatever, would make some changes to it.
Right.
But arguably, I would do over half. Like I would do most of the work.
Most of the work, yeah.
So that's why I call it a solo act, because there could be other people involved, but they don't do as much as I do.
Okay.
If I were to write a novel and you were my editor, right, you would read the novel and tell me where I went wrong, tell me what I should change, make notes, scribble it right in the manuscript, whatever you want to do. But then you would be only a small part of the process.
Right.
The writing was me. We didn't sit down and you tell me where my character should go and what they should do and if they should go left or right. You just said, I didn't like this part. I think you could be more descriptive here, that kind of thing. So I see writing as a solo act because if multiple people are writing, you're slowed down.
Okay.
If I was in a writer's room for a TV show, that would be different because this is long form. This isn't one novel. This is a series. This is a movie. This is something bigger. And arguably, that can be done with multiple people, but you've always got the showrunner. You've always got the lead writer.
That's actually, so if I say it that way, if I put it this way, that, that writing is, I would say, 90% of the work that has to be done and the very first step of the work that has to be done before producing anything. Like if we find out the difference between both of the two.
Well, writing is the initial step, 100%.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that writing is 90% of the work. Writing is your blueprint. That's like saying the blueprint for a building is the building almost done.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? So if I'm writing a video, let's say for your podcast, we're doing an ad. And I'm writing an ad that you can stand here or you can sit here and say, join us next time on the Insight Lab. And we're going to do this and this and this. I wrote that script for you. You shooting it and then somebody editing it and then somebody adding graphics, call to action, whatever we do at the end, someone posting it, someone promoting it. These are all steps that would have to happen in that ad and its impact on the show and who's watching. So that would not be, writing would be the tiny part at the beginning, but crucial, 100% crucial, but it's not 90% for 90%. Sure. It's 5%.
Okay.
But I'm saying 90% of the writing is done by one person.
Okay, yeah. So the most of the thoughts are put up by one person. That's why writing is a solo act. Nice.
Yeah.
So I would You mentioned to me that overall you are a producer.
Yes.
At a if I have to call you from a perspective of position, you would be a producer,
Yes, sir.
right? Uh, the time since when you started, how has it changed over time? When did you realize, or when did you thought in your mind or finalize that, you know, this is the title that I want to be called for, like, just as a producer? It might have changed like over time,
Oh,
right?
it did. It
Yeah.
did, because I also made mistakes
Yeah,
along the way that were
exactly.
really
So
important.
how did that change over time?
Sure. So basically, I started as I want to be a director, because everybody who's about to go into film school, everybody wants to be a director. I've got ideas, man. I want to make this film and this film, and I want to make the next X-Men. I want to make the next, Dungeons and Dragons movie or something. I would like Lord of the Rings movie. I want to make something awesome and epic. Now, obviously, you got to build up to get there. No one just goes and makes it unless you got $1 billion in your back pocket.
Right.
But the thing is, I wanted to make things, but I realized I can't make it without people. Well, those people have ideas too, and a lot of them are going to film school. A lot of them are trying to be the next big thing. Now, what's the best way? And now I'm revealing a secret right now. So everybody who works for me now is going to be like, "That's why he does it." So I'm giving you this, but I
All
hope
right.
this doesn't get 1 million views.
Let's
No,
get
I'm
it
kidding. I
out.
hope it does. I realize that everybody wants to make their thing.
Right.
So why would someone come and make your video, your movie, for next to nothing? Because you help them make theirs.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to go make this big movie, and I had my friends read it, and I wrote this whole script. It was 180 pages, and I was like cutting it down and stuff. It was like a script. I wrote this huge thing over a year while I was still working and going to my co-ops and everything else, coming out of high school and college. And I was like, I'm going to make this epic movie, man. I'm going to make it. But then other people were like, hey, can you help me with this project? Hey, can you help me with my Niagara College final movie project or video project, whatever you want to call it? And hey, can you help me with this? Help me with that. Can you rewrite this for me? And I went, hey, if you promise to star in my movie, I'll help you make yours. Hey, if you promise that you'll be my DP, my director of photography for this movie, I'll do this for you. And I started making deals because I wasn't writing strong enough stuff yet that someone would go, oh, I want to do the next Jim Vaylin thing. I would dare say I'm not even that now, but there's a few people that like to work with me, and I love working with them. But as I was doing that and helping other people make their projects, I loved it.
Okay.
I love being, and this is going to be a little egotistical, and I know that, and I'm going to own it anyway. I don't care. I love being the guy that someone goes, how did you do that? How the hell did you do that?
Okay.
Like we were at an event once, and they wanted to shoot a quick influencer video. We were at VidCon with my old boss.
Okay.
Do you know VidCon?
VidCon, yeah, the video company, right?
No, the conference, video conference.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's done by the Green brothers, John and Hank Green. They're amazing guys.
Okay.
They'll never see this, but shout out to them anyway, because they might. You're gonna get huge, buddy. I tell you.
Oh, thank you.
You're getting to the bottom of good
Thank
stuff.
you so much.
Honored to be one of your first guests, man. I love that. So it's I'm there, and there are influencers everywhere. And my old boss says, "Oh, I want to do this video because we happen to be in the same place as this YouTuber. I really want to do this video, but we need a frying pan and a black umbrella."
A frying pan and a black
We need a
umbrella.
big frying pan and a black umbrella so that we can have a sword fight
Okay.
with a giant frying pan and a black umbrella. I know it sounds weird, but go with me because it's important.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and they're going up the escalators and they're shooting it everywhere. And they're like, where are we going to get this? We have to have it in 15 minutes because we only have them for an hour and we need to shoot.
Right.
So someone needs to go get it. And I'm like, if you guys can handle the setups and the shooting, I'll get you what you need. You just make a list.
Right.
And they did. And I got them those things. I brought them back. I presented it to them like 10 minutes later.
Okay.
And my old boss always said, never tell me how you do things. I love the magic.
Oh, that's pretty much interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And I got them.
I have to tell at this point that I feel that it's really amazing to talk to you, Jimmy. Right? I mean, yeah, like I mean, so charmastic energy and like the vibe just comes out of you. So I really, it's really great talking to you. I was looking at so when I was doing my research about you before this podcast, so I noticed one thing that on your Twitter profile, it says that you are a writer and a producer, sometimes from the future. Sometimes from the. I was like, oh my God, what does that even mean? Sometimes from the future? Like, that was a pretty much interesting. Like, I scrolled your whole Twitter feed just to get a sense of understanding, like even if I can connect or something, but I totally did not. I was not able to. So I really want to get to this part. Which part of the future did you just come back from? I mean, where did that come from?
Well, first of all, I feel so bad for you to go that far back and see all of my posts on everything. Some of that stuff I'd forgotten
Oh
about.
no, that's my job.
But
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But I'll own that future thing because that's real. I have always been the producer for bigger YouTubers.
Okay.
I've worked with a number of them. I mean, not recent ones that you might have known, you might hear about, but I've
I
worked
have
with a number.
some names down here as well. Corey
Oh,
Weidel.
Yeah, Corey
Yeah,
Vaydell.
Matt G.
Yep,
Yeah.
Matt. You know them?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That's funny. They're just some of the greatest times of my life were with those guys, and honestly, Corey was the one who with the frying pan and the thing
okay.
was like, don't tell me how you did it.
Okay.
And it's so easy how I did it. Anybody can figure it out at home right now, but it's so easy how to do it. If you ask me later, I'll answer. But sometimes from the future, when all of a sudden you're doing that thing where you're producing for other people and they'll come out for your thing, I was bored one night. So I called a couple of buddies over who own their own production company. I said, I want to make a short video of myself. I'd grown my beard out to be really big. And I said, I want to set up a camera. It's a clone shot where you talk to yourself. Like it's straight down with a cut in the middle and you talk to yourself. But I'm going to shave and cut my hair and slick it back right before I do.
That was your first YouTube video, if I don't.
It wasn't my first YouTube video, but it was the first one that actually did okay.
Okay.
It got like 1,000 views or something. So what I did is I shot this video, but I did it live on something that used to be called Blog TV. It's like Twitch of the time.
Okay.
I did a live stream of me making that video with my friends.
Okay.
Some of which are very successful today and are doing great.
Mm-hmm.
But we made this video and I decided I was going to make 10 of them. So, pardon me. So I sat down with my friend and we wrote out a whole season. And it's called Future Jimmy.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I saw 2 parts of them on the YouTube. When
there are 3 available.
3 available?
My brother's in one of them being real weird.
Okay.
It was tongue in cheek. We didn't mean to make a series.
It was pretty much awesome. Like I loved it. I loved the idea. I loved the behind the scenes that you put up on the YouTube after that video. Like when you were shaving your beard, and I was laughing, man.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. It's.
I haven't thought about that video in years, man. That's so cool. But I made my profile that because every time I posted something after those 3 episodes went out, I left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, like clearly intending to make more, but then people shifted, people went back to America, people quit the company or moved on or did bigger things. Like everybody's successful in their own ways. But when people started splitting up, I had a big crew and big cast, even though it doesn't seem like it because it's lower quality. I had a good team behind me to do that. Okay. And so when people went off to succeed in their own ways, I couldn't make the episodes anymore. So I'd keep releasing content that was funny, that was in my brand, that I wouldn't work really hard on, but just to get stuff up there and be relevant for a minute. And every time I'd get a comment that was, yeah, funny, great, but when's the next Future Jimmy coming out? I got one comment. I always remember this. I don't remember the name of the user, what the username was, but they said, I really hope, like I'm unsubscribing, but I'm going to come back every year and I'm going to check. And if Future Jimmy 4 comes out, I'll resubscribe. Oh and I thought, and I wrote Future Jimmy 4 and we shot almost half of it.
Okay.
I shot so much of Future Jimmy 4 and I was like, I'm going to make this, I'm going to figure it out. We're going to have to change some cast and make it so they're like a new person playing the old character, but I'll figure it out. And Future Jimmy. And so when I saw the popularity, and not a lot of popularity, just enough to make it so I was the Future Jimmy guy.
Yeah.
People, I went to a conference once or a gathering in Dundas Square, Toronto.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I went to a gathering once in Dundas Square, Toronto, and I got pointed at by not one, but at least 2 people saying, Future Jimmy.
Oh my God.
Not Jimmy Vaylin, not Jim, just Future Jimmy.
Okay.
Because I didn't have a beard. I had I had a little bit of hair, whatever as I recall, but I looked like Future Jimmy instead of
you
past
had your
Jimmy.
hair sleeked back.
Yeah. So I went there with some YouTuber friends, and we were actually organizing the gathering. And basically, people were calling me Future Jimmy. So to differentiate myself on Facebook or Twitter, I keep it so it's like, writer, director, sometimes from the future.
I mean, I can totally relate to this because
You're from the future?
no, I'm not from the future. But I would love to be called as someone. Oh, this is the guy from Inside Lab. Not because that I want to get famous or something, but a lot of people don't know this, that even you or anyone who I'm consulted before, just for a reference, guys, Vaylin Entertainment produces our podcast, and they are the ones who are at the back of the camera. And they special thanks to you, first of all, that Jimmy helped me a lot to set up the cameras and to for the production purpose. Really, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
But what I was saying is, going back to what I was saying, is that it's really cool that you get pointed out like that, because when I was a child, when I was a kid, my parents and my teachers were used to school me a lot. Like, I used to watch a lot of TV. I'm like a hell of a TV. I missed my homework. I missed my studies. I missed my exams for one show or something like that.
Wow.
That's what the kind of TV enthusiast I was. Same in high school. I used to get these phones, like the mini phones. I used to go to classroom and just watch the show and everything. So one day, my principal calls me up in his office, and he's like, "What are you gonna do with all of this TV show and everything?" Now I don't know whether it's gonna be a real thing or not. But then I created myself. In my mind, I created myself a thing that, okay, there would be a day I would be owning up a TV show, and that's where I would deliver you a good TV to watch me on the TV show. So I mean, that's why I really like to I can really relate that what you are saying, that you get pointed out as a and what's that feeling.
Do you still have his address?
The guy, the principal's
principal?
address? Yeah, I do have
You make
it.
sure you do, because you're going to send him a TV, I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so much. Uh, on top of this, when we are talking about short films and YouTube and your future Jimmy videos, there is something else on your YouTube channel which is very much interesting, which is Vaylin Short Film Challenges. Right?
Yep.
In which you make short films, write, shoot, edit in 5 hours.
We don't edit. So Vaylin, as a company, by the way, not as Jim Vaylin, but Vaylin Entertainment. It's the whole team and more people. The biggest one we've done was 19 individuals.
Okay.
And some are cast, some are crew, some are both.
Okay.
Some are watchers. They just want to be a part of it and just make sure they, their name ends up in the credits, or they just get to experience making a short film. The objective, we start at 6 p.m. And we draw randomly from a hat. We used to draw what the video is going to be about, like the theme, an action and a prop. We draw them out and we look at them and we go, okay, this is the video we're going to make. But now we actually go in knowing what the theme is going to be, and we draw a line of dialogue.
Okay.
So for instance, for Halloween, we might draw a trail of blood as the prop.
Okay.
Dragging something heavy is the action. And then the line of dialogue is, we're never getting out of here.
Okay.
Right? For instance. Right. And then we have to make a horror movie with all of that. The last one that we did, we shot it at Halloween. And the problem was we did found footage as our theme.
Okay.
And I ended up with almost 4 hours of footage that I've been editing for months in my free time.
Okay.
A couple hours at a time whenever I can. So it's not a 2 or 3 hour edit like most of these are. It is absolutely enormous, because not only do I have up to 4 hours of footage, but it's from over 10 sources, because everybody who had a phone recorded, and there were like 15 of us at this event.
Oh my God.
So we start recording at 6, or we draw everything and we start writing at 6. Then people break off to shoot their scenes, to bring it all together. And then at 11 o'clock, and we've never broken this. We've gone over only when we started late.
Okay.
We've never gone more than 5 hours ever.
Okay.
Because my good friend, who I call Tech Jesus, Joseph, will announce it's 11 and we're done. Cameras are down.
Oh.
I edit it over time after,
Right.
but we are not allowed to shoot another frame.
Oh.
So I can only use the raw footage that we shot that night. And on occasion, I've used a graphic, or I've made a background or something like that. But no new footage is ever added, and no AI footage is ever added.
Oh my God, that's actually. So tell me about the fourth hour panic that you have, right? You just have 5 hours, right? I mean, obviously, when you're shooting, you don't realize you are so into you might be so into the character or so much into the shooting, you might not realize what the timing is, but you might a little bit realize this. Okay, I'm getting close to the end. I'm getting close. Tell me about the fourth hour panic that you have in your mind. How does that? How do you handle that?
Well, it's somebody's job to constantly be telling us how much time we have left.
Okay.
So we do that often, and this is an open invite, by the way. Anybody who wants to come to the Innovation Hub can get in touch with me and ask to be a part of these, and I'll make it happen. Like I really want to make these a bigger thing. I'd love to split into multiple groups and see whose film is better at a certain deadline. Would love to do that, but we have to have more than 20 people to do that because you just can't if it's 5 and 5 and you're trying to make a short film, it's. You know what I mean? I really want bigger groups. And we can do it in multiple places. We've thought about setting these up in multiple locations, like having one in St. Catharines, one in Niagara Falls, one in Welland, Toronto, anywhere. Anywhere where people can put some people together and compete against us, we'll take them on and we'll happily lose because all it's about is making good entertainment.
Right.
But that fourth hour thing that you're talking about, like the final hour, I'm told at 10 p.m. we have 1 hour left. And I get told by multiple people.
Okay.
The beauty is we're all on the same page trying to do the same thing, which is be true to our own challenge. So there's nobody else out there. I'd like there to be, but there's nobody else out there making this video against us. It is just us challenging ourselves to make films better. And it teaches you, if you're new to the team, it teaches you roles on a film set. Now, I wouldn't say that's how a film set would really be because they have way more time than we do. There's not limited like that. But often when you need to get the shot, you only have one take.
Right.
You're going to use pyrotechnics. You're going to use somebody who has to leave immediately. You're going to use a cameo from a big celebrity. You need to get that in 1-2 takes tops.
Right.
So it's always good enough.
Right.
Is the line I think I say most. Next to, I don't know what we got, but we got something. I'm sure you heard me say that in one of the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's what we say almost every time, because it has to be good enough, and we have to move on because we will not finish the video if we don't. But that fourth hour, that panic that you're talking about, I have it every time, but I try to look like I'm cool as a cucumber. The biggest part is, remember, 19 people. We can't all be in the same place. Okay. So Kristen, a dear friend of mine, she might take off with JJ and Nick and the team to go and film something over there, and I've never seen it. I never see it until after we're wrapped. I have to trust my team. So it teaches you respecting each other, trusting each other, and knowing that no matter what, your team is going to have the same, they want the same outcome you do. They have the same goal, the same journey that you're on. And so I tend to sneak back. Okay. So I will launch it because I'm going to edit it. It's going to be me doing a lot of the work afterwards. But I don't want to be hands-on constantly. So I'm always passing things off. I'll make the announcements, and my head of production, Mac, will make announcements. But I tend to let the DPs, the director of photographies, shoot their scenes. The actors do their thing. I do not review unless someone says, you got to see this shot. It's so good.
Okay.
Right. And because it's all practical effects, and we go that route. But that stress and how it's managed is trust, man. If I don't, there's no point. So being stressed, we got, that's what we have.
So how long have you been shooting the short film challenge, Vaylin short film challenge?
Well, we started the short film challenge in June of 2018. We did 4 Thursdays. I think it was Thursday. In a row in June of 2018. And then we took a break for a while because getting the team together was a little bit difficult. And then COVID happened. I got really busy with Vaylin in 2019, and then COVID happened and we couldn't do anything. Okay. We did do one during COVID on my birthday where it's called Suspicion. Okay. It's one of my favorites because we shot it in isolation. Okay. All of us are in different places. I just have my 2 roommates with me, but then every other person is standing somewhere. That is, that's one of my, by the way, if you didn't see, that's one of my favorites, the Whodunit one. Okay. It's so good. Because you have to keep in mind, we wrote it.
I got my later tonight watch with the dinner. Yeah,
we wrote it in isolation. And we only had, instead of having 5 hours, I think we had 12. We gave ourselves 12 hours because we were shooting it in multiple places. And we were doing the voiceover with 10 minutes left. Okay. And I'm talking like, hey, everything's fine. I'm doing this. And I'm talking like I'm Batman. And I do it. We were recording in a box, and someone had like their phone out to the second. Okay. Because at exactly 00, I had to shut down. Okay. So there's a line that every time I hear it, I think to myself, I don't remember what it is. I'm sorry, but there's a line where I hear it and I go, oh, I want to read so bad. I want to redo that line. It's
Right.
so bad. But
Nice.
yeah, but
So,
it's yeah.
so it's been you said you started in 2018, right?
Yeah, and then we did one in 2020, and then we did a bunch more now since we've come back from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to do them every few months. It gets really difficult the busier that we get, which is a good problem to have.
Right.
But I tried to not pass it off. That's not the fair thing to say. I tried to get other people involved in a leadership role, and they do really well in that role. But I need somebody to remind me to do that film challenge.
Right.
It's a flaw in my character, but I need someone to tell me that they want to do it. And then when they do, we make one. And so someone just recently, just a couple weeks ago, said, I really want to know when the next film challenge is. I missed them. They missed the last couple, and they want to see it come out. And I think that the size of the last one that we shot at Halloween, I think the size of it, the 4-hour shoot, 4-hour raw footage, is so huge and so daunting that I have been off the film challenges, but I want to do them again. I might just pause that one and release it when I can. But the truth is, it is enormous. And it's such an undertaking.
All right. So I'll mention Jim's Instagram ID at the screen. And I request all of the audience who is watching right now, whenever you watch this episode, go onto Jim's Instagram ID and remind him each and every time, just texting him that, okay, we need another VSFC. And then we will come out with something new, eh? Nice.
I appreciate that.
I wanted to know, like, what's the biggest disaster have you been faced? You have been faced since starting the. Is there any, like, since starting the Vaylin Short Film Challenge?
The challenges specifically, or Vaylin as a company?
Just the challenge specifically for now, and we'll go on for the company.
I think it's actually I apologize. I think it might be the similar answer. I mean, and you're going to get this a lot, I think, in this podcast, because COVID shut the world down.
Okay.
When you're in entertainment, and that's what I call it. I specifically say entertainment, not productions or studios. I say entertainment.
Also, there's a good logic behind that, which I read some days before outside your office on the on the board. So I don't remember exactly, but I really want you to tell me why it's like
entertainment.
Yeah,
because my entire goal in life has always been to entertain people.
All right.
Whether I'm making them scared, making them smile, making them feel anything, I want them to walk away going, that was good.
Okay.
Now, productions sound like I do things for other people. And I do a lot. Most of the things I do are for other people. But I always want to stay true to my roots, and that's making something creative that I really love to do. When that aligns really well with a client's needs, I love that so much. It's my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
And that happens more often than you might think in this industry. But for me, I want to entertain. And truth be told, I don't just do video production. I design escape rooms. I create experiences. I create, marketing initiatives and rollouts for social media campaigns. I want to make the world interested,
right?
But I really want them to be entertained. So that's why I call it entertainment. I did from the beginning.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
the biggest challenge, though, you wanted to know?
Yeah. The biggest challenge.
I would have to say it's COVID for sure. Which kind of shut us down and made us worry about the future of the company, and are we going to stay afloat? Are we going to stay here in the falls and things like that? But also my health. Right. I went through really bad health for a while, and I've actually done a podcast on this before. I don't know if they put it out. I searched just before this podcast. I couldn't find it, but really wanted to get into overcoming like setbacks, right? Okay. Like professionally. And my biggest setback was probably my deteriorating health. Which went for a while. I had 13 surgeries. I mean, we can get into that if you want, but it's a bit of a long story.
No,
but
it's fine.
I was in really, really bad shape, and I was in more pain than even any of my close friends or relatives know. Okay. I was in so much pain. I never wanted to wake up every time I went to sleep, and it's vascular, it's nerves, it's bad, and that overcoming that. Staying focused, staying motivated, I would love to say that I toughed it out. I'd love to say that as my dad would say, he always plays the cards he's dealt. I did not. I needed to make money, so I kept going. But my motivation to make my personal projects just drowned. It was just gone. Oh. And it was tough. And I was weak, and I was not enjoying my life at all. But I just kept fighting, and man, I want to say that I was tough, but I so wasn't. I broke all the time, and I
Right.
just had to get back up, and it's a really tough thing to go into work every day when you
What
have
would
this many people in the hub and pretend I'm good.
I am sure a lot of founders, a lot of entrepreneurs might face these things, right?
Yeah.
Like they are going through a very bad phase. They might go to a very bad phase, but when they come in anyone's touch, right, anyone's contact, they are like all happy. What do you want to say on that? What advice would you put out there for people like founders and entrepreneurs like that?
The advice I normally hear is that you should be yourself. And I think it's important to change that just a little bit to be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a more important thing to be true to yourself than to be yourself, because I know it sounds like it's the same thing, but be true to
That's
your
what I was gonna ask.
process.
What's the difference between true to yourself and be yourself?
Being yourself is your personality. True to yourself is the process that you want to do to stay yourself, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think that in being true to myself, I would pick the people closest to me and I'd tell them what I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Still not maybe to the point that it was happening, because I have a little bit of pride that I wanted to keep. But when you're staying true to yourself, like my advice to entrepreneurs, you don't know when the thing that's wrong with you is going to go away.
Okay.
And no one knows the future except future Jimmy, but he's fictional.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows.
Oh
So
my God.
keep acting,
Mm-hmm.
keep reacting like you are going to get through this.
Okay.
Even if you're certain you won't. You get a diagnosis like mine that's like you will be in pain the rest of your life. And I sit here in front of you now, clear-eyed, on no painkillers at all, and just able to say that because I don't know who to say thank you and be grateful to.
Right.
But my pain went away. And I am fortunate that I had someone in my ear constantly saying, keep going. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know that. Who cares what a doctor says? What if you won't be in pain anymore? What if it stops? What would you do?
Right.
I'd say I keep running the heck out of my company.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you haven't knocked the house of cards over. Make sure you haven't stapled your feet to the floor. Don't cut your legs out from under you, as they say. Keep working towards that idea that what if a day, a month, a year from now, you can keep going in the way you're going. And you can do it clear-eyed and motivated and able to move faster than you ever moved before. You don't know, you never will,
Mm-hmm.
ever. So if you act like you are going to succeed, then don't give up on that and do what you can. You're going to be limited in a lot of cases when people are in pain or they get bad diagnoses or they lose people, they go through trauma. Regardless, trauma is a subjective thing that people go through in different ways. However, hope can always be there. So always act and keep your cards stacked as if you're going to succeed anyway.
I really like how you explained the lines between trauma and stress and the motivation, and the main important thing which I love was hope. Like at the end, it is all. I personally think that the start of anything and the end of anything always comes down to a person's hope, what he or she thinks, and what they are hoping for.
I agree with you, but let me just add one thing, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I had none,
Okay.
but the people around me did. So when I talked earlier about having a team and surrounding myself with those people, and the people here at this hub, yourself included, I have created almost a system of checks and balances to keep me hopeful.
Right.
Because anybody who ever said to me, you can do it, I believe in you, like you need to, people who just give you advice be like, hey, smile more. Hey, just get your head out of the clouds, get your head out of your butt. When someone tells you, hey, it doesn't matter what you're going through, do what you can, push forward, do your
Right.
best. When I surround myself with people who keep telling me that, they give me hope.
That's really important. Your surroundings really matter. All right.
Yes, sir.
Coming to the very next question, I read somewhere. Did I read or did I watched it? But the point being here is that you mentioned that constraints fuel creativity. So what do you mean when you say that constraints fuel creativity? And was there a like I wanted okay I'll go with this as a next question. But yeah, what do you mean when you say constraints fuel creativity?
Well, you've heard of creative problem solving?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah. So here, I'll give you a longer answer. Sorry, that was cocky. So basically, if I tell you, like the film challenge, great example.
Right.
Constraints fuel creativity because if I say to go make a video and I give you 100 hours, you could shoot it right away. You could write it for 10 hours and shoot it for 10 hours, reshoot it if you want. You got plenty of time.
Right.
But if I say you've got 1 hour to make an ad for this client because we need it today, what would you do?
Right.
You would look for the resources to stimulate your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
You would look for a way, because knowing you can be creative. There are a lot of people who can just be creative. I can't. I need stimuli.
Okay.
Honest truth there. So my team are very similar in that regard, because I think, personality traits attract personality traits. So I'm surrounded by those kind of people. And I think everybody to a point has this. Sometimes you're on, you've got it. You are like, I've got the creativity. I'm going to be able to do this. And then other times you're like, I really think that I'm not going to get this done. And I was having this conversation with one of the people who work with me today. And I said to him, you know what? I'm noticing that when you've got a deadline and that deadline gets closer, you start shutting down. You start closing the doors and you're like, I don't think I'm going to make this. And that stress increases and that worry increases and you just get more and more anxious and you start shutting yourself down. Like, I'm not going to get it. Why try? But if you'd come to me, you walk out into this innovation hub, you walk out and talk to anybody. And he's like, well, no one's in my field. And I said, there are over a dozen people in this room right now, all staggered out around the bullpen. But there's so many people out here right now. You can just walk up and be like, hey, I'm thinking of doing an ad like this. And they're like, oh, but don't make it green, make it blue. Oh, don't do this, make it this.
Right.
Right? And it's interesting because when you have that deadline, you have that constraint, you've got to be more creative. But that creativity doesn't have to come from you. It can come from other assets, other resources.
Yeah.
So I think constraints fuel creativity because when you're constrained, you have to be creative faster, which means you're going to reach out further.
Right.
You're going to ask other people, what would you do?
It's more of like preparing yourself in tough times so that when you have plenty much amount of time, you perform the very well out of you, right? Like, let's say if I am really writing a short film in like 5 hours, think about the time when I have 40 hours. Like, I have already done 10 films in 5 hours, right? Like, not 10 films in 5 hours. I have done 10 films. I have done it 10 times and I have shot it in 5 hours and written it in 5 hours.
Yeah.
Now, when I have, let's say, 15 hours to do a shorter film, I would be much more flexible, much more thinkable about it, that, okay, I have done it in 5 hours.
Yeah.
I can really do it in 15.
Well, I agree with that. And I would call that mindset. And I'd say that's absolutely true.
Right.
I think my point is very much, I don't think you would reach out. I don't think you would go up and talk to Jonathan at the front desk if you knew you could do it and you had 40 hours. But once you've only got 5 hours, you're going to ask every creative person you know. And that creativity comes from somewhere. But it wouldn't have happened if you didn't have the constraint. So adding your own constraints. So I see it that way, and I agree with you because mindset is super important. But I'm saying when you've got that 40-hour project, pretend you've got to get it done in 5. Okay. What do you got now?
Now I have to use
constraints.
Now I have to use
creativity.
other people resource as a resource.
Nice. Or not just people, but anything.
Anything. Okay.
Anything that can help you be creative, you're going to start using it because your deadline's sooner. In my opinion.
So you mentioned about Niagara College, getting into Niagara College.
Yes, sir.
I would appreciate if you would take us back to Niagara Falls and the early days around Niagara College. Like, what was the first moment that you thought that, I want this for my life. I want to do this in my life.
Well, to be clear, I never went to broadcasting. I got denied. I never went back.
Oh, okay.
You
didn't pursue broadcast. Oh, okay.
Nope. That's what's interesting is I wanted to be a video maker in high school. We made videos with my friends. We made these short horror movies, stuff that I've never released online because it's pretty bad, but loved my friends, became really close to, drama people and students and stuff. And they became my closest friends. However, when I got denied into the broadcasting program, I didn't pursue it anymore.
Okay.
Because I realized that in the position of producer, there are other things I need more. And some stuff had happened in my personal life, including losing I have a big family, but we lost some of the matriarchs of the family and my aunt.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And people like that. I appreciate that. But no one could react properly. everybody's split up to deal with the pain and everything. So I went to school to study psychology and counseling, and I became a counselor.
Okay.
I have no video production background in post-secondary education. I am
Okay.
only a counselor, and I have my Ontario Management Development Program in leadership.
Okay.
So I became a marketer, a counselor, and learning how people think and how to help them the best I can.
Right.
Which I do not utilize often.
Mm-hmm.
In like I don't practice counseling. I'm not a therapist or psychologist or psychiatrist or anything like that. I am mental health triage. But
Right.
when there's something going wrong or when I want to really approach somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a small leg up in understanding what they want to see or what they want to feel.
Right.
And I use my psychology background to do that.
Okay.
So
So,
go ahead, sorry.
sorry to disturb, but interrupt. But I really wanted to ask. So did not you ever considered a safe career? Like there like I'm not sure, but my parents used to tell me this a lot. Like get a job,
Mm-hmm.
get a safe job so that you can earn for yourself at least, right? And I come from a very middle class background, like middle class parents. I have a joint family, but I come from a very middle class background. So I have seen those steps, those phases where what they say that consider a safe career
Mm-hmm.
actually meant something, and what is the reason behind what they are saying, right? I have seen that phase. I didn't realize it then, but I'm realizing it now, right? So that's what I was gonna ask. Didn't you ever felt to consider a safe career for you, like get a job maybe in video production only,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe in whatever you like, but get a job and uh, get settled or something like that?
Well, I've had a few jobs in my
Okay.
life,
Okay.
but career-wise,
Mm-hmm.
no. Like I worked for a mortgage agent training company,
Mm-hmm.
and I was their content marketing producer.
Right.
And I've done that for the Niagara Falls Innovation Hub, and I've done that for a number of institutions. But I still maintain that I am Vaylin. I
Mm-hmm.
am my company. And sure, like any entrepreneur, I've considered changing careers and giving up when things are low and things like that. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been confident this whole time. But yeah, I considered getting a job. I got a little bit of push from my family just when money was low. Sometimes money's really great and I'm doing fine, and sometimes it's a little low and you're struggling. But that is the wave you ride as an entrepreneur.
Right.
Is you don't know for sure, no matter how good you are, you can be confident, but you don't know. You don't know how you're going to do. You don't know if your biggest client is going to decide to go with someone cheaper or different or with a different vision. Like it is a different beast altogether. So I want to do this because at the end of the day, I'm in charge of what happens. I can take
Right.
accountability for that and I can take pride in that.
You are responsible for your own actions.
Correct.
Nice. So if I am not wrong, I don't know whether this is correct or not, but if I'm not wrong, you started behind the scenes, right? And with a movie, I don't remember the name exactly. I didn't have it written down here as well. But you did, being like you were a first director, or like the first assistant director, right?
I've been a first AD. The first thing that I did was like production assistant.
Okay.
I got to be an assistant on a set. I got to be a camera assistant. The biggest things I've done were that are on like, were you on IMDb? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I was a third AD for a project. That was after I started producing though, but I was a third AD on a project. I was a producer on a project. And I've been first AD, but I don't think that's on IMDb. Third AD is.
Yeah.
I've done.
First AD, I got it from some article of yours on the on website. It was from Forsec or something like that. I don't remember the name exactly, but I have it in my laptop.
If it's possible to send me all
Yeah,
this stuff
sure,
about me, I mean,
100%,
I'm going to be
yeah.
egotistical and go down that rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
100%.
But
I would send you the sources and everything.
please
But
do. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You found things that I've never found. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I've never Googled myself, but I
Yeah.
definitely haven't in a while. And you've found things I've never heard of.
part of my job.
Yeah, I love it. I genuinely do. I've definitely done a number of things on a set. I no longer like operating a camera
Right.
unless it's like setting up a tripod like we've done here today. Hello. But
Thanks for that.
anytime.
Yeah.
I don't. I have a head of production for a reason. She's got a way better eye than I do. She knows the shots better than I do most of the time. And I know what I want to see as producer, director, writer, whatever. But we have such shorthand that I can just kind of look at her and be like, I kind of want, she's like a little higher. I'm like a little higher. Like she knows what I'm going to say.
Okay.
And people get really impressed with that in the set. So we try to split up whenever we're doing a film challenge because we can already do it quickly. So I like to work with other directors or DPs and whatnot in those moments. But yeah, I've done a lot of things that I just fit into a role.
So how does those roles that you did lead you to what you are today?
Well, the producer's in charge. Like,
Okay, yeah.
they're not often on the set, depending on the size of the production, but I want to be able to teach. So if I haven't done them, who am I to tell you how to do it? Like, I can light a green screen,
Okay.
but I don't. Other people do.
Okay.
I mean, I will if I need to on occasion, but
yeah.
I want to know how all the pieces work. I want to know how the camera works. I want to know how lighting works, all the gear. I learned editing after I did any of this. I learned how to edit, used After Effects, put in graphics and you know, anything I needed to do a little bit, very tiny amount of CGI, just to create things like flashes and like when someone shoots a gun and it's not a real gun, we have to make the flashbang go off. And,
Okay.
make it look like there's squibs in what they're
Yeah.
shooting. But I've done that in motion tracking and whatever. However, it's not my specialty. But if I don't have a basic understanding of it, how will I tell the next person that comes along what I want to see and explain to them how they should do it? Should they need it? I like to give a lot of people control, but just to be clear, if I don't understand it at all, then I'm just hoping that this person is going to be able to do it.
Okay.
And if we're in a hurry, like on a film challenge, that's a liability. So I want to make sure that they know this is how you would light this set. This is how you use gels properly and whatever.
All right. Let's talk about your YouTube channel.
Sure.
Let's talk about some YouTube stuff. That's interesting. So you moved into YouTube when it was not so much popular,
Correct.
right? What made you take that leap? Like, did people doubt the move? Like, okay, you are going to YouTube. What's that? Like right now. So my parents doesn't know. Sorry, dad. Sorry, mom. My parent doesn't know that I am shooting the podcast and this is gonna be on the thing. And I don't know when I am gonna tell them. Maybe I won't.
Whenever this is up, you're telling them now. Hi, Munthan's parents.
So I mean, I don't know whether they would just see it somewhere or I would actually tell them. I don't know, but in nowadays people respect you too if you are a creator or if you're doing YouTube videos or something.
It's the platform to be on.
Yeah, it's a platform to be on, right? But you started YouTube at a time where it was not much famous, right? Not a lot of people used to be creators, right? How did you take your leap? What did people doubted you, or what did they have to say on?
Well, when I started YouTube, it was because of my old boss, because of Corey Vidal, who had informed me that this was going to be a big thing. And I absolutely trusted that because just looking at the numbers of how quickly it was growing, I knew that it was going to be something. Now, I had no idea it would take over the way it's done. Like it is as watched as TV, it seems, on occasion.
Right.
But I knew that this was a platform where I could be seen.
Right.
And so I started creating things under a different channel name. And I convinced a whole bunch of people, and I've never said this before, I'm going to say it in the podcast. Anybody watching right now is going to know what happened. I convinced about 150 people that my house was haunted.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really?
I convinced so many people that were freaking out, and I used psychology. I used no camera effects, but physical effects.
Right.
That was very tricky, and I'm going to keep it a trade secret how we did something. But I called it. It was in 2009. YouTube had only been around for 4 years.
Right.
And I had 5 friends, including Corey, come over, and we did a haunted story before it. So for 2 months before it, we talked about how no one, and when they sold us the house, the owner said, "Don't stay in the house on Devil's Night."
Okay.
Untrue.
Yeah.
Never happened. But we started coming up with stories of all these ghosts that were like supposedly seen in the house.
Right.
We had a psychic come through and like look around and give us updates on what she was feeling in the house.
Yeah.
And we just never said anything about it. And so my brother was like the main character. And so he was the most popular. He had a couple thousand people watching him in the end. He's still with us, but in the end of his broadcast career.
Right.
but we would go on the front page of Blog TV all the time, especially when we did this event, had this big countdown. I brought in somebody who I'd worked for as a videographer. I was a videographer for that company. He came in and did all the graphics and set up all these boards. So we're in a basement. Just think we're in like a basement side room off the laundry room. And we've got like 10 grand in gear around us, which at the time was a lot of money. But we have all this gear and we're doing a professional, like we're doing a big dance recital or a big Oscar show. We've got 2 people operating boards and making this thing work. And then we go live with a big countdown. And it looked like we'd put money into this instead of me just asking my friends to help me. And we had people sit. We had online engagement. We'd done everything right to grow the show.
Right.
To the point where I was absolutely going to do it next year, and things fell apart for a different reason. But essentially, I realized the power of YouTube, the power of live performance streamed. So it was the first time we ever streamed everything. It was called on something called Blog TV. If you remember Blog TV, it was amazing. Because it was pre-Twitch, live cast, any of that. And so we convinced 150 plus, because they were kept streaming in and out, right? We did it for like 4 hours. But we convinced multiple people. They would message, we saw something move in the corner, and we're doing it. We're doing it with flashlights and spaces in the wall, and this other trade secret, like I said, I'm not going to say, but we made people see ghosts.
Oh my God.
That were not there.
So that's what my next question was gonna be. Like, working with creators like Corey Vidal, what do you think is the most important thing about storytelling or filmmaking that YouTube taught you? If you compare it, like the film school would never have taught you that.
I think film school would teach students now.
Okay.
I don't think film school would have taught them then. No, I think you're right. It's so you're talking about the importance of storytelling for YouTube?
Yeah, like what did you learn about storytelling and about the psychology of that attention that you want to grab of people watching that video? Like
that's a great question, because I don't think I've ever had to answer it so specifically.
Right.
But I think storytelling is the most important part of making videos. And YouTube, because it was so small, it was bite size.
Right.
So anything you released is in a bite.
Right.
Instead of the whole main course, you've got bites of it.
Okay.
So when you're telling a story and you're moving things along and you're doing it on YouTube, you are an entity. You're not a TV show. You can treat YouTube like TV all day long, and some people do, and some people see some success in that. But I see YouTube as a platform to show bite-sized pieces of a main course.
Okay.
You can do long form and do the whole main course and release it any way you want. But if I'm vlogging, then you're seeing my life through a lens. But the next time I vlog, it's still me, still the story moving, and I'm updating you on the things that I might have talked about before and where we're headed.
Okay.
You can almost not help but tell story, right, in that format. But the importance of storytelling is committing people, engaging people, and making them stick to your channel, getting them to subscribe, getting them to come back. Because if I just do a funny video and then I do something that's completely unlike it, who's going to come back and watch? I've got to have a few funny videos. I need to engage with people and make them go, I like this guy's content, or this group's content as it is now, and go, okay, I want to be a part of that. I want to see that when it comes out. I want to engage with this creator. And they did, and they do. So storytelling in YouTube is about engagement.
Okay.
But in everything else, it is still about engagement. But when you look at TV, it's about starting and ending a story.
Okay.
Should it get, should you go to another season or get renewed 100 years later or whatever, you get a revival or whatever, you can keep telling the story. But that previous story is important. And if you want to get people to go back and watch your previous content, you have to make the current content engaging enough that they're going to want to go back.
They want to go back.
So if you're making a video and you're releasing it for your company, or you're releasing it on YouTube, you're doing anything with it, and it's part of a story, you're going to get more views and thus more money if you're monetized. You're going to get more because now I want to go back and see where that went. If you see Future Jimmy 3, you could just see the number 3 and be like, if I like this, I got to watch the previous 2.
Yeah.
See where the story comes from. And now we're seeing that more in things like Instagram. Like we're working on a series right now that's like a murder mystery on Instagram. Okay. And you're going to see these like 3-minute bite-sized pieces of a story and that you can try to solve with them, like we did with Suspicion.
Okay.
But we're going to do it in a way that's, if you're following along, you will know the answer.
Oh.
But because we're not just going to try and throw it or distract and like, oh no, it was actually this person. Like we're going to write the story, go in that direction and release clues as we go. And it's very intimidating because I don't want people to figure it out at the beginning.
Like I feel like storytelling is so big that recently I came across a game, like a show kind of thing, like it's a physical show.
Yep.
And I don't remember the name exactly, but it was a physical show that what they do is that they set up the whole stage and everything. There is a lawyer, there is a judge sitting down and everything, and then you go as an audience. Now they give you clues, they give you what you want for the case, and you solve it along. And one of my friends went there. That's what she told me. And one of my friends got there, and she's like, "It was so awesome. Like I really didn't get to know that where my 3.5 hours went through. Like it's like people get so much engaged, and that's what I want to say. Like that's the power of storytelling. So
Yeah, but that's live engagement. That's live performance.
live engagement, yeah, live
Yeah.
performance,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
live thing.
Would
But
love to do something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, it was awesome. Like when she was explaining it to me, I was like, man, next time you go in, I'll take me with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
really. Also, that was a good insight from your YouTube thing. Talking about business, something like you your business is called Vaylin Entertainment,
Yes.
right? What Vaylin is just like your surname, or does it mean something?
No, Vaylin Entertainment existed before I changed my last name to Vaylin.
Okay.
I I became, after producing and leaving the Toronto area and coming back to Niagara, I started writing for Matthew Santoro.
Okay.
Another YouTuber is probably on your list.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the time, he's one of the biggest YouTubers in not just Ontario but Canada.
Hmm.
Good friend of mine, fellow Niagara resident, and someone that I looked up to, and I still do. But he needed a writer, and I started writing for him and stuff. And people wanted to engage with him and interact with him. And when he put me in videos, or he was in my videos, people started reaching out to me to try to get to him.
Right.
So I'd realized early on that I can't keep
Right.
my name. I need to
Public.
change it because my dad has a similar name, and someone called him, found him in the phone book, called him,
Oh.
asked him questions about me, about Matt. And so I decided I'm just going to make my name Jim Vaylin.
Mhm.
I was like that back in 2010 is when I started being Jim Vaylin and not just calling it Vaylin Entertainment.
Okay.
But I opened Vaylin Entertainment initially in 2004,
Mm-hmm.
which would have made me 20 years old or 19 years old.
All right.
So just to give you my age, I'm 41,
Oh, okay.
but handsome, so it doesn't count.
Oh, you are.
Thanks,
You are,
buddy.
yeah.
I appreciate you. But yeah, so coming back from that, I just decided I'm just gonna make my name that. But Vaylin itself actually is my late Aunt Lynn, who passed away in 2001. She was the first person to pass, but she was the most, like, she wanted me to be a writer. She wanted me to write children's books. She wanted me to write young adult novels. She wanted me to write the next great, mystery novel.
Yeah.
She wanted me to be the person who created something.
Mhm.
And she always told me I could. And she always supported me in everything.
Right.
This is a woman who we both didn't care for canned cherries, like jarred cherries. But the cool dinosaur magazine book that I had that had lava cake
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
had cherries running down the sides of it in these little trenches you dug with a spoon.
Oh.
So she went out and bought
Yeah.
cherries, even though neither one of us wanted it, because the picture that she took with the Polaroid wouldn't have been perfect without the lava. And she wanted me, because I liked that. I wanted that.
Mhm.
She wanted me to kind of follow suit. She goes, James, you've got this creative talent. You always want to tell stories. And I'd be like, she'd be driving me around at McDonald's to the park. I'd be like, you want to hear another story? And I'd be like, once upon a time. And I would tell stories. I'm a little kid, right? So as I got older, she got older, she got cancer. And her name is Lynn.
Mhm.
She is the Lynn in Vaylin.
Okay.
The V was her favorite letter
Okay.
because it means a few things, including 5,
Right.
right? It's also my favorite letter.
Okay.
So I took her name, my Aunt Lynn, and I took the A in Aunt, and I took Lynn, and then I rearranged the letters a little bit, and our favorite letter was V, so it's V-A, Lynn.
Oh, that's nice. So when I was going through the Vaylin Entertainment website, there's a cool about it section that you have on the website. I
Yep.
read through the whole about us section, and
Which might be changed by the time people watch this because we're updating the website.
I
But go
mean,
on.
yeah, I
But
can
feel
take
free to
this.
ask about the current one. Yeah.
I can take the screenshot and put it for my video to add.
There you go.
But yeah, the thing is that I really found interesting, and I was so in it. I was like, man, anything happens if Jim has like half an hour to talk to me, I would talk this important thing. Like this is so much interesting for me that you mentioned that you guys would be happy to connect your clients to any other production company or any other entertainment company which could do things for you if the project is really big and you are not able to achieve it. Man, where do you get these guts, man? Like to like openly say it. Where do you get this from? I mean,
I get
what's
this.
the thing about it? Like,
Well, I will take that. I appreciate that.
yeah.
There are video production companies out there in Niagara who I respect a lot. One of them is Mitchell Riley Pictures. One of the owners is Nick Merca. He's a friend. He's a great dude. And we've worked together on a number of projects before. But the thing that he kind of taught me more than anybody was that video production companies do not need to compete. I am a small business. He is a small business, a little bigger than me, admittedly, definitely. But there's no reason why I don't need to be a one-stop shop. Now I can take over as a producer and bring in a different crew. But what's the difference between bringing in my freelancers, and I've got 4 or 5 shooters that can come in and do this? What's the difference between bringing them in and hiring another production company, as long as I'm transparent with the client? If someone wants something that I can't do, my shooters are on vacation, the animator isn't able to do anything right now, whatever, why say, oh, I can do it, and then not be able to, when I can help that client get what they want? And will that client not remember that I was the one that they went to and I solved their problems? I might have sent them to another place.
Right.
But if they get what they want and I trust that other production company to give them what they want, I can't get the money anyway. And it breaks my brain in a world of entrepreneurs where in a place like this, we support each other. And there are other video production people in the building at different sizes. But if they came to me and said, Jimmy, we need your help, and it was like a 15-minute conversation or consulting, I'd do that for free. I would hope they do that for me, and I know they have in the past.
Yeah.
Especially with these creative ideas, like I was talking about being stimulated before. I've gone to someone and been like, I can't put my finger on what this ad should look like. I know it should do this and this, but what else? And they're like, well, you're in Niagara. Maybe add a waterfall. I'm like, a waterfall. So if I can work together with another company, why can't I send them business when I absolutely can't do it? Or I know that I'm going to do it. The deadline's it's too close. I can't get it done in time.
So for a lot of people watching this right now, this might sound as a business suicide. What do you have to say on that?
Well, they would be wrong if
doesn't it affect any kind of business? Like, I mean, I wanted to ask, like, what I meant from business suicide is that why not say yes to the client and figure it out later instead of just saying, you know, I would not be able to do it, but I would be happy to connect you with someone who would be able to do it.
If I think it's in our wheelhouse, I'll still say yes.
Okay.
But my clients stick around because I'm transparent with them.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not doing the sales pitch. I'm just being honest. It's honestly, when a client comes to me and says, I just need you to be my video person, which happens more than you might think. Can you just if I just give you a budget, can you write the video? Can you just take care of it? I need a video that will do this with this call to action. Great. I'll ask a few follow-up questions. We'll figure it out. I'll do a little pitch. They say, sure. We run with it. But when people come to me with specific needs and they say, I really want a 3D animated video that's going to appear in this medium and it's going to do this and this. And I go, I don't have an animator able to do that in the timeline you've got. Oh, I really need it for March 1st. I know I can't do that. Now I could hire another animator. I could make that work, but I have no idea what they're going to charge. I have no idea what this is going to cost in total. I can't give a quote. And instead, I will switch into working with that client to get that person on board. So if we can't do it, we will find you a person that can, because we want to make sure you get what you're looking for. And honestly, if it's outside my wheelhouse and I can't do it, if I'm still there, like, they're going to remember the next time. It's like, just call Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because why in the world, if they're going to keep calling that other person, if I send them to Nick, right, over at Mitchell Riley, I know they're going to get a good deal. and I know that he's going to appreciate that I sent them,
Hmm.
right? Even if he
Right.
wasn't a friend, he would appreciate that. And I think, like I said before, when it's about who you know, what they can do,
Mm-hmm.
competition and increasing competition is not corporate suicide, is not entrepreneurship suicide. It is connecting into a community of people like-minded with you that now I can call upon and say, hey, can you give me a couple of tips on this?
Oh, all right.
And I'd almost
Got you.
guarantee they will, because I am making friends in the industry, not enemies, and not competition. Competition exists. I'm not going to sit here and say it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, but it does not need to be negative
Right.
ever. If people want to be negative about it, and there's a lot of industries that are, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I once saw a restaurant. It's closed now for different reasons. But I once saw a restaurant say, we're at capacity, but I recommend you go down the street. They're like, oh, why don't I go across the street to that restaurant? And they're like, you can, but you came in here looking for, you came in here looking for brisket.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place down the street that actually makes pretty good brisket. You should go try it. If you're looking for the best French fries, go over there to that fish and chips place. Oh, goodness, it's great. I watched them do that, and their place stayed full, even though they're sending customers away. Because it doesn't matter. Because if you're looking for something, you're looking for a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And if they go to Nick, or they go to Carter, or they go to another Nick, or they go to anybody, and there's 100 video production companies in Niagara, and if they go to all of them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that they're going to take on the project. I'm not going to say that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to say that jerk Jimmy steals clients from us, or that jerk Jimmy will never send us. Go find the person that's there. And if you can't, I'll help you find them, because I know people in the industry that do everything that most companies need to do.
Right.
My company doesn't do everything.
Right.
But when that other company
Mm-hmm.
needs help with something, writing something, whatever, I hope they come call on me, and a lot of them do.
Talking about the production thing, like, for someone who was watching this right now, right? Who has a camera,
Yep.
who has a laptop, and zero budget.
Right.
What is the one invisible skill they should master if they want to build their next big film?
So I apologize, but are you asking for a video production company or a film?
I mean, to write or to make their next film, big film.
Okay. Network.
Network.
If you can be social,
Hmm.
if you can be likable, if you can communicate effectively, even, you don't even have to have the first two, but if you can communicate effectively, you can make the film.
Okay.
I have made productions that I never should have been able to, but I found my people, because I founded like-minded people that wanted to make cool things with me.
How do they network with people?
Well, okay, let me give you an example. Okay. You want to be in radio. Who's the first person you call?
Some radio guy.
So how would you find the radio guy?
Maybe just go on Google, Instagram, or somewhere. Yeah.
Call a radio station, go to a
Yeah.
radio station, go to events where the radio station guy is.
Right.
Well, there's the answer to your question, bud. That's what I did. The people I used to work with, I called on them. Then we went to conferences and things like that, gave my card to
So
people.
you mean
I networked.
you have to take that first step for building your network and getting into the network. There's nothing like
Yeah.
people are gonna come to you.
And you've either got to be confident enough or fake confident enough to
Right.
be able to walk up to somebody and say, I want to work together.
Fake confident enough. What do
Well,
you mean by that?
I am not as confident as I appear. I am
Right.
nervous to look at that camera right now, but I will, because I have to, because this is important.
All right.
So when Mac came on board, Mac is my Amanda McPhee. She's my head of production. She's great. She is somebody who I knew had done all these great things. Producer on Global News. She'd worked with Discovery Channel. She'd done all these really great things and was good behind a camera.
Mm-hmm.
But when I brought her on board
Mm-hmm.
and asked her to be a part of this team, she was doing makeup.
Okay.
I hadn't even seen her video production skills, but we talked enough that I was like, hey, I want to network with you. So I
Okay.
brought her to 4 film challenges, which I think she got to make it to 3, in June of 2018. And I said, hey, do you want to work together? And she went,
Nice.
I do. And I said, great. Welcome to Vaylin. And now she kind of runs the production side of it, because I networked and I was willing to say, hey, I want to work on stuff together.
Right.
That's it. And if she'd said no, I would have found somebody else. I mean, I'm
Somebody
glad I
else,
didn't.
yeah,
But you keep
yeah.
going. You say, hey, you want to make some sweet films? And sometimes people show up and they go, you know what? This isn't for me. This is fine, but this isn't what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, no problem. But still, let me know when you need something,
Right.
and I'll help you.
That's
And
what a real networking is, right? 100%. Well, I have one very, maybe I would say trendy question in my mind.
a trendy question. I love
Yeah, yeah. So it's AI.
it. Mm.
Being a video production company owner, being a founder of a video entertainment company, what do you think about AI generating all this images, videos, storyboards, movies? What do you think about that?
Well, you're going to make me answer a controversial question because this is going to polarize people a bit. I know there's a lot of video production people out there who hate AI.
Right.
I know a lot of video production people, especially influencer people, who have rolled with AI and fully embraced it.
Hmm.
I'm kind of a mix of the two.
Hmm.
I never take a script right from AI, ever.
Okay.
I let it stimulate me and be like, hey, where would you bring this plot? Where would you bring this plot? And I let it go there. I think AI has its purposes, and I think it always will. Um, there's a little fear in the back of my mind that a lot of the things that I do are going to be replaced with AI,
Right.
especially the post-production thing, where you can just tell a computer, just do this, and it does.
Yeah.
That's tricky,
Right.
especially when I'm seeing people edit video through a headset and giving it verbal instructions.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big, scary thing. But as
Right.
long as creatives and storytellers are needed,
Mm-hmm.
especially to balance out the AI, just make this video, which like I feel like I've seen that before, because it's
Right.
only using information that's plugged into it. It's not really being creative, right?
Right.
So I think AI has a purpose, and I think it should stay. I don't
Right.
think we should be getting rid of it or dismissing it at all, but I think that it needs to be used smartly. I think it needs to be used with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
We need to accept that AI is going to help us be stimulated to write the next project.
So if in conclusion we say that you can use AI for much of the work that is much of like a task to you, that is good. But if you should not use AI for the creative, you should put your own brain into the creativeness and the storytelling part.
Yeah, 100%. Like I don't ask AI for ideas on what my next post should be.
Yeah.
Necessarily. I might say, hey, I was thinking of this post.
Yeah.
What do you think, and how would it be funnier in your
Right.
experience?
Oh yeah.
Right? I like to tell the AI what to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are the lead writer on this, or you are the lead, marketing content producer for this company. This is what they do, and we want to make something funny specifically about this aspect of the company, with these two actors and this kind of overall feeling. What would you do? And it spits something back at you. Now, I wouldn't take that idea and be like, that's what we're going to do. But if it comes up and says, oh, people are driving, I'm like, oh, we should bring cars into this.
Right.
And now we're talking about traveling in cars, and I rewrite the whole thing. That I never take a script from AI.
Mm-hmm.
I never take I will take ideas to be spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell me about trends. Tell me about
Right.
trends right now, and how can I be just kind of adjacent to that trend while still being a part of it? Like, I want to do that, and the
Okay.
AI can help you figure that out. But it's a tool, not a replacement, and that's how we need to see it.
Do you think, like, when I was doing this research and everything, I just clicked through my mind that how do you think it would be awesome if there would be like a picture made, like a short film, or like not short film, I mean I have already seen the short film though, but like a full-fledged film just entirely made from AI. What do you think about that? Can that be like is it possible
Yes.
to make like 100% AI film from scripting to editing to video to everything?
I'm not sure we can do that right now, but we are
Right.
darn close.
Okay.
I would say by 2027 we can absolutely do it. We already have actors who are completely AI.
Okay.
I understand the need for that.
Hmm.
I think there should be a discretion post. You should be saying, this is a completely AI made movie,
Hmm.
and then let the people who love AI go watch it, and let the people who don't not watch it, and let them decide, just like everything else in life. I believe that AI has a place. I've seen it on Instagram a lot, where AI made the whole thing,
Right.
right? It's written, it's created, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
There are Instagram theme pages running that are earning like in millions, billions, and thousands, just posting stuff directly from AI. That's what I'm saying. There are like 100, like there are people on Instagram running theme pages 100% entirely AI. Like they just create the video, post it on Instagram, and it is booming.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay, that
I'm not
makes
saying there's not a place for that,
right,
because there's also long form and short form videos, right?
right.
People are making millions of dollars off of shorts. They just make these little shorts, or they remix other people's shorts,
Right.
and there's someone making money off
But
that.
that has been closed now, like the latest YouTube guidelines that
Yeah.
came out in 2026
Yeah.
on 10th or 11th of January, I guess, the latest ones.
Yeah.
They tell that we are not going to sponsor or monetize the channels, which would be 100% AI.
And that's fair. I totally understand that. I'm saying there's different formats for what you can watch.
Right, right.
You can watch something made in AI. You can watch something totally animated. You can watch someone just vlogging. There are all kinds of forms. It's just another form to me.
Oh, okay.
It's when it's misleading. When I'm watching a vlog and it turns out these are AI actors and they never tell you, that's where the line should be drawn. That's where warning should be given out, because that is not fair. Right. At the same time, it's a controversial topic, because a lot of filmmakers, such as myself, but not including me, will say, AI needs to get more restrictions. There needs to be a lot more. But I don't mind. I think I'm going to have, at least for the rest of my life, I'm going to have work to do. So I'm pivoting with AI instead of standing against it.
Right.
And I like it in a lot of ways.
All right. That's pretty much interesting to look at it this way. We are nearly to close. But before we close, I I have one last question that I ask each and every guest that comes to the podcast, that if this conversation was the last thing someone would hear from you, have heard from you, what's the one line that you want to leave behind?
I love that question. I just need a moment.
Sure.
Because this is the last line anybody online will ever hear from me. Anybody that's, I'm going to interpret this as this is the last posting of my words ever.
Yeah.
So not like I love my girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I love my family. It's the last thing that I'm going to say.
Yeah, people are going to take this line for the consideration, let's say, for example. I mean, yeah. So what would that one line would be?
Extra love, Jimmy Smash.
Extra love, Jimmy Smash. What does that portray, or what does that mean?
Every time I ended a vlog, telling the audience I love you seemed not. It was a broad thing to say, and when you say I love you to everybody, it kind of reduces the what love is. So I added some more.
Okay.
So my catchphrase every time I ended one of my vlogs was, clap your thumbs if you believe, which means like the video. So if you're able to like this video, please do that. Clap your thumbs if you believe. All kinds of extra love to you, and Jimmy Smash. And then I'd cover the camera.
Okay.
And I did that because I got good feedback on it from people. My first vlog was shot in California, like in San Francisco, at the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay.
And
that's awesome.
I love California, but I love Niagara more. But yeah.
Yeah. I have never been to that place, so I don't know. But yeah, since I've been living in Niagara, I like the.
It's pretty great, right?
But to be very honest, I went to Toronto, and I'm telling you that people who have been in Niagara since start don't like Toronto. I am telling you that because this is so quiet. We don't have much of a population in Niagara, right? I mean, it's so quiet. People are,
compared to Toronto, I agree.
Yeah, compared to Toronto.
But yeah, I mean, I've been to smaller towns too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is still a city for sure.
And then when I go to Toronto, it feels like so busy. I'm like, man, what's this crap I came into?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So
Toronto has its purpose. It has reasons to go there. And there's huge film industry, obviously, in Toronto. They shoot TV shows, Marvel films, lots of stuff up there. But in all honesty, Niagara Falls is a conduit between the States and Toronto.
Okay.
It's an amazing place to be. And there's something magical about Niagara Falls. I always end up living here. I'll live here again. Like, I'm currently just outside Niagara Falls, but I always end up back here. I've lived in 5 different places in Niagara Falls.
That's good.
If I move away to go do a job or for a career and then come back and do whatever and try to be a part of this film industry in some way, I always end up living again
Niagara Falls.
In Niagara Falls. Nice. But yeah, the clap your thumbs is like the video. Extra love just means I love everyone so much. I'm so grateful for my opportunities. I'm so happy with the feedback I've got, and anybody willing to watch me be a dork and a silly person and just be this ridiculous self that I am. if they're willing to go through that and watch me do that, then they deserve my gratitude. And I just kind of put all of that feeling and emotion into the words extra love. And Jimmy Smash is, I've never said this before, even in a vlog to my knowledge. So this is exclusive for you, but there's so many people in my life that I didn't say goodbye to that I really wish I could have.
Okay.
And Jimmy Smash has always been the word goodbye.
Okay.
But I say it, and I don't know if you saw my vlog channel, my Jimmy Smash vlog
No,
channel.
I haven't got
That's
a chance,
okay.
but now I will. Yeah.
Please, it's all just me living my life and hanging out with cool people that are
I want to
influencers.
do that kind of shit, man. Like seriously, I want to do that kind of stuff so bad. I just want to, you know how it feels like documenting each and every part of the life. Like I'm 23 right now, you know, and then imagine the age where I would be like 40, 45, sitting with my wife, like, you know,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, having my kids on and showing them, like, you know, that's how your father was.
Future Monthan.
Yeah. So that's pretty much like all the parties, and you know what I mean.
I'm with you, buddy. That's why we call you Ghost.
There's a backstory, guys.
Yeah, there is a backstory.
But
say it in your next podcast.
Yes,
maybe.
next podcast. Yeah. So I want to document all of it, like, you know. So there's a habit of me. What I do is that, and I want to really start doing this documentation and taking videos and photos things, because I'll tell you what, there's a habit of me writing some awesome things what happened in my life. If the awesome ones, the good ones, and the bad ones.
Sure.
Yeah. The mediocre ones I don't write because it's just mediocre. But if something's good has happened to me, I write it down. If something bad has happened to me, I write it down.
You're journaling.
Yeah, journaling. So there's a kind of me who does that. I know for most of the people it might sound girly. I don't know, because people tell me that it's girly, that writing down things and I don't know. Yeah.
But I'm the girliest person ever. I write every day.
So,
Writing things down that happened to you. Let me say something. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Writing things down that happened to you is vlogging with pen and paper.
Okay.
Now, vlogging, video logging, makes you live a more interesting life. You'll see in the middle of my vlogs me with a hat on walking outside in the snow.
Right.
Because I was not interesting that day.
Okay.
So I have a challenge for you too, and I really want to wrap up with that challenge. Or at least you can, if you have more questions, it's fine.
I
But
just have one thing after that.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Let me please just say
Yeah,
this. This
sure.
is important. When I started documenting my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I still do on occasion. I haven't done it for a couple of years now because I went through some stuff, but I shot one recently, which is me being so grateful to whatever happened, whatever people believe, be it God, spirituality, Mother Nature, the great energy, whatever you want to say.
Right.
My favorite explanation for my pain going away is I stepped through, like Mandela effect style, into another universe.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, buddy, your universe is awesome.
Okay.
I'm so grateful to be sitting here and not be worried about where I can sit and how I have to sit and extending my legs, and
Right.
because the pain is like a one, it's almost gone.
Right.
And that's amazing because I have a vascular malformation that hurts all the time. It did until August 28th. But so I'm grateful for that. But I documented that and I haven't been able to release it because I want to know that I mean everything that I'm saying. So when I would vlog, and I've done like 340 vlogs, when I do that, I'm saying, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. But if I'm laying in bed, which I've done a few laying in bed when I was post-surgery, it's boring.
Right.
So I get outside. I make the background different. You can't do that sitting here. If we just sat here, we're having engaging conversation, so it's fine. And you're changing the conversation as you speak. But if I just held the camera and sat here by myself, or no offense, you did, and we just talk to the camera and say, hi, this is what I did today.
Right.
And you don't move, you have a boring vlog.
Right.
But if you have something really interesting to say, like I
Right.
told a story about what happened to me in Florida once and told all this other stuff. But if I'm not doing something engaging, I move. It teaches you to lead an interesting life. It makes me exercise. It makes me get out and do stuff and engage, which causes more networking, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
My vlogs weren't just, I'm going to document me. It was, I'm going to be interesting and try to be the best version of myself for people to see, or the most honest version of myself.
Right.
So every April, okay, we as YouTubers used to do something called Vita,
Okay.
vlog every day April.
Okay.
I'm going to issue this challenge to you right now. And if you hate it, you can edit this out. I don't care.
No, no, no. I will put. I will put it.
I
Yeah.
want you
Mhm.
to post a video.
Hmm.
So it doesn't have to be on a main channel, but it has to be one that your main channel is connected to so you can promote it a bit.
Okay.
I want you to put a video up, even if it's only a minute long, minimum 1 minute,
Okay.
every day in April.
All right. And what it has to be
I
about?
don't care.
Oh, oh, all right. All right.
The world doesn't care. I just want to see you every day in April, and I'll make you this deal. I'll do it again too, which I haven't done it for years since COVID. I haven't
All
done
right.
it. But if
All
you
right.
do it, I'll
Yeah.
do it, and I'll bring my Smash Vlog channel back because I want to.
I will then do it 100%. If you bring your Smash channel back, I'll do it 100%.
Done.
1st April ends 30 April. Deal. Deal. Perfect. Nice. So as we wrap up, Jim, do you have any questions, any comments, any feedbacks for me? That because I am done from my side. So
I understand. I would
yeah,
love to ask a question or two.
yeah,
if that's
sure.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
Why are you doing this?
The podcast.
Yeah,
All right.
I know why. I want you to say it out loud.
I mean, do you want to know the original reason? Like, the thing is that, as I mentioned, the TV thing, right? There's a part of me which wants to get their word out, right? There's a part of me which wants people to understand that there is always a tough life. I mean, not always, mostly. There is always a tough life. The things are not always happy.
Of course not.
And things go bad before a person gets into a deservable title, a successful title.
I agree.
And a lot of people, I mean, don't realize that. I have seen people in my life who have been who say this like this. Okay, so let's say, for example, if I'm making this podcast,
Right.
I was having conversation with one of my friend, and he was like, "Man, I looked up some. You know him. I was having a conversation with Dakota.
Yep.
By
Shout
the
out Dakota. Solid dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see his podcast.
Next guest. Okay. I'll try. I mean, yeah. So I was having this conversation with Dakota, and he was like, man, you have to do 21 podcasts, and in Canada, in North America, not only in Canada, in North America, you would be in the 90th percentile of the people who, if you do 21 podcasts, like not all the podcasters who start
Right.
reach
Top
to
10%.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
10%
yeah.
of people get to 21. Yeah,
only,
true.
only 10%
Yep.
people get to 21. I told him, man, like, I don't want to, that's why I don't even take my like name and focus on me as well. I don't want to do that. If you want, I can just take out my name from the podcast. I don't care.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I just care about what, if you are seeing this, if you are watching this, you get to know that if you are failing, if you're not able to make it, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Take a chill pill and think about it. Take a step back. Think about it. What you are doing. How can you do it better? And then run again. So that's what my main motive is, to get the podcast out and learn about. So that's why you might have realized that I have asked you more questions about you, about your failures, about your pain, instead of about your success and how I asked you more questions how you got there.
Yeah, and I
right?
love that because if
Yeah.
I succeed in something,
Right.
I'm going to post about it. I have posted about our failures, especially in our front facing to our, like, I dare say fans, but our followers. But I've posted things like, guys, we're not going to get the 4th Halloween adventure done.
Right.
I'm sorry, we can't do it. It is just too much work, too much of this. Future Jimmy 4 is delayed. It's now been, I think the first one came out in like 2009 or 10 or something. So the idea that we're going to do another one 16 years later, and maybe we will, is crazy. But yeah, I dig that, man. I mean, you're looking for honest conversation.
Honest conversations.
That's a fantastic theme to set for a podcast in my mind.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I hope people like it. That's what the thing is about. They have to not like it. They hate it. I don't care, but they take something out from it. Like, there's something good out from it.
How entertainment works.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I want to be, and I want to set that level of podcasting, maybe in the world. That's the second. And this is kind of thing that you can, this is just in my head though. I'm from India.
This
I
whole time?
so I'm from India. There's a part of me that wants the global audience to connect with Indian audience, and specifically Indian audience to connect with global audience. I've seen podcasters in India. I was telling you a story about. Remember, I was telling you a story about 4 hours podcast. That I saw a 4 hour podcast.
That's a long podcast. I
That's
hope you edit stuff out of this podcast.
I mean, yeah, this podcast would go up to like around 1.5 hours, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
Until that long. But
I don't know if anybody wants to hear me that long, but I'll take it.
yeah, I'd send you the clips. The thing is that I have seen the 4 hours podcast. I have seen people podcasting in India. I don't know what they're doing. No offense to anyone, they are doing great. They are doing their best at their capabilities. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And maybe like, if let's say, I hope one day if I get big, I would be meeting these people. But the amount, I don't want to know how much money that guy makes. I want to know how that guy makes that kind of money. That's what I am interested in, and that's what I want to put out. So yeah, that's the if that answers your question.
Yeah, I will. Here's a Jim Vaylin quote for you.
Yeah, sure.
You can write this down if you want. You don't have to. I'm just messing with you, but you'll have it in recording. You can't hold yourself to another person in your industry and claim you're innovating at the same time. I mean, you can. You're free to do whatever you like. But the reality is, if you want to be the next Joe Rogan, but you won't ask questions like Joe Rogan, then you're not Joe Rogan. You never will be.
Right.
You'll be something else, and that could be a great thing. Don't hold yourself to any other podcaster, but then say you want to change podcasting. So you can say, I would love to have the number of subscribers that podcaster has. I'd love to have the number of views that podcaster has. But when you're talking about how you want to be the next big podcaster, have the effective conversations that you're having now. Embrace who you're going to be and who your audience is going to be.
Right.
And engage with them honestly.
Right.
And don't worry about the numbers, because they'll come if you're making good content.
100%. I totally thanks for the
course.
advice. Yeah. So Jim, thank you for being on the podcast. I really thank you for the stories. Thank you for the honesty, and specifically thank you for the perspective. That was a real pleasure. Also, thank you for watching, guys. This has been a good conversation with Jim. I think it's helpful. If this is helpful, like the video, comment down what was the favorite part of the podcast, and also, if you can, if you can write down the name of the next guest you want to see on the podcast, I would try. I mean, it's the second podcast, so I would try. Hit that subscribe button, so whenever your favorite guest comes to the podcast, you get to know it very well. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. This has been the Insight Lab. See you guys. Peace out.